Okay, this week we are jumping into part 2 of Barbenheimer, and that is the long-awaited Barbie, with quite the cast, but led by Margot Robbie as Barbie and Ryan Gosling as Ken, a film that tackles toxic masculinity. It tackles what Barbie was meant to represent and what she actually does for some people. The patriarchy. It tackles finding your own individual identity instead of being and Ken or something like that. Lots of heavy themes, but in a fun pink package. Zach.
Hi, Ken.
Hey, Ken.
That's all good and well, but I need to ask you a question, Ken.
Yes, Ken.
Rose tattoo on the arm, Ken.
Yes, that's me. Backwards hat, Ken.
But is Barbie good?
You know, Ken, let's find out.
Okay, Ken. But is it good podcast? Yeah.
Hey, Ken.
Hi, Ken.
How are you, Ken? Backwards hat, Ken. Blonde hair, Ken.
We did this joke in the intro. Should we keep it going?
Let's just start over. Well, no. Let's just commit.
Okay, let's start over. Let's start over.
Okay.
Hi, Ken.
Hey, Ken.
Like your Kenergy today.
Thank you. I am Knuff.
You are.
I am
Knuff.
Knuff as I am, Ken. Welcome to the podcast. This is episode 130 something. I am your host, Ken.
And I'm your host, Ken.
Should we say our names or should we just leave it at that?
No, we're Ken.
All
I'm
right,
Ken.
Then we're doing Barbie. Barbie, yay.
Yeah.
Off the top, though, this is coming out a little late Monday night. We appreciate it's been a busy summer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Ken, it's been a busy summer. And we've had a few episodes that have come out a day late, and we apologize. So we appreciate you hanging in there with us. I posted this on Instagram yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you're actively on Instagram, so I'm sure you saw it.
Yes. You can follow me at Ken.
Ken, at Ken. Are you on X?
As at Ken, yeah.
Yeah. You see the giant X he built on the roof?
It's been removed.
I know, because he didn't get a permit.
Correct.
Doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, so we appreciate you guys bear with us. It's been a pretty crazy summer, and July was absolutely bonkers. But yeah, we're excited to jump into part 2 of Barbenheimer,
Mm-hmm.
the more financially successful part of Barbenheimer. This thing is racking up money left and right. We'll talk about that later. But first off, Zach, are you good? How's life? How's the girl?
Dog Barbie?
Yes, dog Barbie. Yes.
Dog Barbie's good. She's doing really well. She's all healed up from getting spayed.
Nice, good.
So
Glad. Good deal.
how are your Barbies and Kens?
Barbie's great. She's in there working.
Mm-hmm.
Working hard, and then Baby Ken is sleeping. Is that it?
Cool.
Is that what Baby Ken? Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby Ken. Cool.
Boss Baby Ken.
Boss Baby Ken. Also, we're in person this week, so I'm excited to get to look at your beautiful face.
Yeah, look at me.
You look great, Ken.
Thank you.
Shall we? First reactions. You've seen this twice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can start. When did you see it the second time? Recently?
On Saturday morning.
Okay.
So
What are your first reactions?
First reactions?
Multiple reactions. I'm guessing you have more than one.
Okay. My first reaction upon leaving the theater or upon the credits rolling.
Sorry, question. You see this before Oppenheimer? You did.
I
did. Yes, you did because you had a bit of an Oppenheimer fiasco.
Yeah.
Carry on.
There was the Oppenheimer fiasco for sure. And that was always the plan, honestly, because I saw it before I was originally supposed to see Oppenheimer because I wanted to see something, uplifting and happy and fun.
Yeah.
Before the bomb.
Yes.
Right.
Naturally.
And I didn't necessarily this movie is uplifting and happy and fun, but it's a bit of and this is a good thing. I think Greta Gerwig is brilliant. This is like an emotional Trojan horse.
Yes.
Because
continue.
It's very fun and hilarious, and just like you're having a good time, and then all of a sudden you get hit with these like really deep and thought-provoking moments that are very like, I don't know how to explain it, because this movie, while it has things to say to us,
yes,
it was not made for us.
Nope.
Was it?
No.
So cathartic isn't, because it's not like catharsis for me.
Yeah.
But it is cathartic. Like,
I think there's aspects
as a whole.
Yeah, I think there's aspects that anybody can latch onto. But carry on. I can say that in my
This movie, Barbie made me cry. Like at the end, there's this like liminal, like memory thing going on, and just like a choice that must be made.
Yes.
And it got me.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome. I will tell you that I've been thinking for about a week now whether I liked Barbie or Oppenheimer more.
Oh, yeah? And
yeah.
What's the,
yeah.
At
I'm not going to tell you until the
at the end of this we can try and.
So it was my first impression.
Yeah, no, I saw this. It's been about a week, which, like I said a few weeks ago, I need to try and like see these closer to the time we record, because a lot can kind of fade. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I had a great time. I had a blast. I was very moved emotionally. I know the scene that you're talking about at the end. I think it's brilliant. I also was literally in tears because I was laughing so hard.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one part where I'll talk about it more in depth in spoilers, but it was me. I saw myself, and I was like just crying, laughing so hard. I think you know what I'm talking about.
We'll see.
But I think and I think that's what, as like, we're not gonna, like, we're very obviously we're two men. We're not gonna pretend like we understand, or we think that this was made for us. But
right.
I think it's important for men to see this openly and receive it, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And like listen to what's being said, and kind of, because I think there's.
Can I say something real quick? It's really ironic that we're sitting here, two men, just like giving our opinions on this film, because this is a film that needs to just be watched by us.
Yeah, exactly. And what's funny is that like unfortunately I had a really annoying theater experience.
Okay.
Both times. So when I saw Barbie, it was packed. When I saw Oppenheimer, it was packed. When I saw Oppenheimer, it was dead silent. When I saw Barbie, at least the row behind us, whatever, they were just so loud. Very, very loud.
Having fun.
No, lots of talking, lots of moving around. And I think what frustrated me most is that it seemed like there's a family of like 5 or 6 men who maybe had like a niece or a daughter.
Okay.
And they brought her, and every man behind me made it very clear with every joke that they did not want to be in that theater.
Oh, cool.
Which was really annoying.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ugh. And I was like, just walk out, dude. Just go.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, and there's a lot of this movie's getting a lot of hate, usually from men who are so offended by it. But we can talk about that. I loved it. It was hilarious. I think this is one of the funniest films I've seen Ryan Gosling in. I love Ryan Gosling. Margot Robbie was perfect for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The cast was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 90% of the jokes to me landed.
Okay.
There's one little element that I didn't love, and I don't think it's actually any faults at the movies.
Okay.
I guess this is not a spoiler. I can get into why. I didn't love Will Ferrell.
Oh.
I don't love Will Ferrell.
Okay.
Is the thing, though. So for me, sometimes his humor, to me, lands cringy, just like try hard.
How is that not to the fault of the movie? Because they cast him.
Well, because like I think, I mean,
it's like a direct decision.
Hold on. I mean it in the sense of like I get what they're going for.
Okay.
It's just that to my taste, I'm like, he's not doing a bad job. It's just like, that's not my kind of humor.
Okay.
The more quick-witted stuff is what gets me.
Mm-hmm.
The like really hammy kind of humor is, I'm just like, whatever. Like, okay. It's not, like, I only like one of his movies, mainly, that's like Anchorman. And even that is still sometimes just like,
You don't like Elf?
Elf's fine. I think Anchorman 2 is like a dumpster fire.
Well, I haven't even seen Anchorman 2.
But because it feels like it was like that try hard.
You didn't like Talladega Nights?
Yeah, it's fine. It's funny. But it's not like I know what it is. I'm like, yeah, it's doing its job. But when you put it next to the humor that was like Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, like to me their humor was so much better.
You didn't like Step Brothers?
Okay, I like Step Brothers. That's a good one. I do like that one.
I hear what you're saying. I like Will Ferrell.
It seemed like that element seemed a little out of place to me for some reason. I don't know.
Well, he's the CEO, so if it's out of place and if it's like,
I also don't know what he did.
What do you mean?
Like, you ever heard that old story of like Indiana Jones actually has no effect on the plot of what is it, Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Wouldn't that be the point of his character? A man who's in charge of this like toy company?
Oh, maybe I like that because I don't feel like he actually had any effect on anything.
Isn't that the point?
Maybe
I think that's like literally the point. We can get into it when we talk about the.
That's fine. That's literally my only sort of criticism of, is that his humor to me was just like blah. Everything else that was hilarious, like primo.
You think they can hear me chewing? Can y'all hear me chewing? Email us and let me know.
We have kettle chips. That crunch, man. That crunch.
But they're just plain, which is fine.
That's all you need.
Sometimes you want a little vinegar with your salt. Sometimes you want a little cream with your sour. Sorry. Onion with your sour cream.
Sour cream.
Mm-hmm.
Should I do a movie in a minute?
Yeah.
It's going to be rough, man. It's going to be rough.
How? Why?
Because, well, it can't be as bad as my Mission Impossible, where I listed just like 3 plot points. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I guess should I do a timer, or you're in person? Can you do a timer? And then hold up like 10 fingers. Oh my God.
I'm gonna set a timer and then I'm gonna hold up 10 fingers.
Okay.
For you.
Camera's rolling.
We're gonna do 1 minute and 5 seconds. I'm gonna give you a 5-second countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh wait. You took it literally. I see what you did. Start it over.
Okay. Are you okay?
You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy.
I'm gonna start a timer for you, and then I'm gonna hold up 10 fingers.
All right, cool. But are you going to count those down whenever there's 10 seconds left?
You didn't ask me to do that.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, sick.
So this is Barbie.
Yes.
Movie in a minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, we meet Barbie. She's in a Barbie world. Everything's pink. Everything's great. Things are perfect. Women, the Barbies rule Barbie land. Ken is and Ken. His existence is based on, Barbie's affection. Anyway, she starts to have like a crisis. She thinks about death. She's getting like, questioning reality, that kind of stuff. So weird Barbie sends her to the real world, and Ken sneaks into the back of her car because he's like, I have to go with her, whatever. So they get to the real world, and they think, Barbies think that the world is great because Barbie made it. So everybody's equal and everything's great. But they get there and Ken's like, the patriarchy is great for me because I'm a man. And Barbie's like, this actually sucks. So Ken takes patriarchy back to Barbie land, and it becomes the kingdom. Barbie finds this girl and her daughter, and they go back and they fix everything. And she chooses to be a human because she wants to have meaning. Have meaning isn't correct.
She wants to create meaning.
Create meaning.
That's like her whole thing. Is like, I don't want to be the thing that.
I know. I was thinking of that line, but I couldn't think of it.
Mm-hmm. I have one contention with your movie in a minute.
Well,
Not that it wasn't perfect. It was perfect.
Perfect. I'm not sure about that, but okay. What's your contention?
We're undefeated still to this day.
Yes,
we're 192-0.
Okay.
You didn't mention Midge.
Or Allan.
Or Allan. Fuck. And Allan and Midge are the 2 most important Barbies.
And they're vital. Pregnant Midge.
We don't have to say pregnant Midge, Hunter.
Well, no,
Come
I'm
on.
just saying that because it was like a thing. They made a pregnant doll.
It'd be like
Just like the doll that like you raise the arms and the
it'd
boobs get
be
bigger.
like if instead of calling you like Hunter Callahan and like identifying you as just like an individual, I was like Music Hunter.
Fair.
Tattoo arm Hunter.
Ken. I'm and Ken.
My job is just beach.
So I think
Where would you like to begin, Hunter?
we can start in Barbie Land. We
Okay.
can start in a Barbie world. I think then this might open up a can of worms.
A can of worms?
A can of worms. Not a can of worms. A can of worms. It's one word, can of worms.
I was going somewhere else.
Oh.
Ken
Oh.
of worms.
Yes, a can of worms. Do you think... How do I ask this? So in Barbie Land, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciated the consistency, the continuity. That's what I'm looking for, of like the toys, or like her shower doesn't actually work. The milk has nothing, right? It's all toys. And then we have Helen Mirren as the narrator. Even says like, you don't walk a Barbie, you pick it up and you
Use your
move it.
imagination.
And so like she just sort of floats down.
Right.
And then like when the crazy things happen, like when Ken tries to go surf the wave and he like goes flying through the air, and or like when the car flips over, it looks all practical. You know what I'm saying? Like just kind of like practical effects. I'm not saying it's all. It looked like it to me, at least.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So you think they actually threw Ken?
No, but I'm saying like
Ryan Gosling
with camera tricks, that kind of stuff. Like it didn't look like it was some computer generated thing.
Okay.
Right. I feel like there's a stigma. I'm not sure why I'm starting here, but I just felt like saying it. There's a stigma now where it's like that is now considered bad, or like it looks bad.
Okay.
But to me, in this toy world, it was perfect.
Okay.
You know what I mean? What are your thoughts?
Did
you feel like it was like weird or
no? I have two thoughts. I'm gonna go first. I'm just gonna react directly, and then second, I have a question for you. My direct reaction is that I didn't think it looked weird at all. I don't know about practical. Like my assumption is that they didn't actually like have Ryan Gosling on like wires and like made him go whoa, like flying off of a plastic thing. Like they did that on a computer, but it looked good.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. But at some points they're literally just like rotating objects like a doll.
Yes.
So I assume it was like on a computer sort of situation.
You had a question?
My question for you. Have you heard people talk about this movie specifically and say it looked weird?
I just feel like
what circles, because this is the more what circles are you having discussions in? Because earlier you were saying that this movie's been getting a lot of hate, and while there have been a couple voices that have come out and said things about this movie, about its messaging or about how like blah 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 blah, I don't think it's getting a lot of hate. I think it's
a lot is unfair.
Okay.
I'll pull it up. I follow this page on Instagram, and it's called Feminist. So they took negative reviews.
I had to throw that in there.
What?
No.
Well, no, I'm saying like it'll make sense.
Okay.
Why I said that. I was saying that in the sense of this page is not the one giving it hate.
Okay. They find hate reviews and make fun of them? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, they why can't it? There it is. They took like bad reviews of the movie and made them into a poster. And it makes the movie sound better.
Oh,
like, or sound cooler.
Yeah.
Is this not the right one? Like one was like it says this is an alienating, dangerous, and perverse film, and it's just like on a Barbie poster, and it's like, so. But I've seen some people. I don't know. It's just for some reason, that's kind of something that I had picked up on. It's just like this, in this world of action and whatever, like the crazy CGI, like it seemed like this, this looks lame. That's what I've...
hold up. I mean, I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to whoever might have these thoughts.
Yeah.
This is a Barbie movie, and they're like literally in like Barbie's dream house.
No, I know.
And like on Barbie's beach. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them.
I know. What I'm saying is like I can't... It frustrates me that people don't get it. That sounds so mean. It sounds super condescending and self-righteous, but I'm just like... It's a toy.
Yeah.
Like, I think what people... I don't know. Anyway, they're gonna... Oh, shit, he caught that. Sorry, we're watching the Braves game. He just stole a home run.
Should we be?
No. Sorry, I should turn it off. What'd you think of the Barbie Land?
He stole a Shohei home run.
Did he really? I love it. The whole premise of everything is the same every day, right? Everything's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Ken. Hi, Ken.
Yeah.
Orange juice, shower, put on an outfit, just like appears on.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is Barbie Land... No, never mind. I was going to say, it exists objectively, or is it the imagination of, I forget her name, America Ferrera's character?
It's both. That's what the CEO
It's
said.
influence.
I know you didn't pay attention to Will Ferrell's character or his little posse of executives.
I noticed one got shot. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, and then later on, his arm was in a sling.
It was like, because there's no guns. He was like, did I just
they have real weapons here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it seems like, but those are all Barbies that she played with, right? Didn't she recognized more of them?
Yeah,
like
but
Weird
there's no
Barbie,
way. There's no way she had all those.
But Weird Barbie, America Ferrera's character made her Weird Barbie.
No, she said everybody had one.
No, I know that, but I watched a breakdown, and when you see the Weird Barbie becoming Weird Barbie,
okay,
apparently in the background of the kid's room who's playing with Barbie is the name of the...
Okay, so this YouTube video that you watched, that you want did it say that this is her universe, or did it say that it's like just the Barbie universe?
It didn't, but it said that Weird Barbie was the same girl's Barbie.
Okay.
As Margot Robbie's Barbie.
Okay.
I think that's interesting. Like, how do you think that works?
So do you think one person had like... Which, it's not out of the realm of possibility that one person had like 400 Barbies and 300 Kens.
Yeah.
And a Midge and an Allan.
My question is, why is Margot Robbie's Barbie the one getting influenced? The one that's picking up on America Ferrera's...
Because...
anxiety?
Her anxiety is being put on to... Like, she was making like...
Those drawings or whatever?
Yeah. And I know that it's not just her Barbie universe, because Weird Barbie has helped people in the past by sending them to the real world.
You are right, yes.
And they have to go find their human and like work it out, figure it out.
This is true.
So,
excuse me. Anyway, moving on. This whole, let's just kind of take it in blocks. This whole first Barbie Land before she goes to the real world.
With Ken. Beach Ken.
Again, forgive me because I saw it like a week ago, but just the whole way it was portrayed, I just loved.
Okay.
The humor, like, all I do is I do beach.
Yeah.
I'm not a lifeguard. It's a common misconception. My job is beach.
My job is
just
beach.
those kind of things. I thought was just like hilarious.
Yeah.
Are you reading quotes?
I am reading quotes.
Which one are you reading?
But not all of them are from the first third of the movie.
What'd you think of the beach off?
Them beaching each other off,
Yes.
and then Barbie saying no one's beaching anybody off, and then the other guy's saying like, I'll beach him off if you beach me off. That was funny.
Yeah.
That makes me... So... let me ask you a question.
Please.
And I know that we're asking a lot of questions that aren't technically related to the movie, but I want to ask you this question. Yeah. Would you rate this as a like kids friendly movie?
Nah.
Okay.
I'd say like young adult, teen.
Young adult.
Teen to adult.
So if you're old enough to watch Twilight, you're old enough to watch this.
Yes, maybe it's a kids movie. There's just going to be some stuff that goes over the kids' heads, which is fine. There were lots of kids. They're going to lose this game. There were lots of kids in the theater that I was in. There's like I said, lots of jokes that I think aren't going to land with kids. But I think that they would still enjoy it. Is that kind of where you land on that? What do you think?
I don't know, because the reason I ask is because my sister saw this movie recently, and she was texting in like a group with like my brother, and she was like, "Y'all have to take Emma to see this," and Emma's 7, and I was thinking about like the beaching each other off, and some of the
I'm just not sure she would get it.
Darker mortality themes, and I'm like, maybe those things would just like not even register, and that she would just laugh at the jokes and it'd be fine. But I was just curious your thoughts.
Yeah.
On if
I don't know. I think it's
because I guess if you think about it, like movies like Shrek have a lot of like suggestive themes that we didn't pick up on.
Yeah.
When we were.
Yeah. Or like, and like
Shrek's not the only thing. I don't know why I thought of Shrek.
Shrek is the only good movie in the universe.
Yeah. Have you seen the Shrek Retold?
I think so. It's something that you've probably sent it to me.
Did you watch it though? It's the full movie, but it's been like recreated scene by scene.
I haven't watched the full movie, but I saw enough of it to like believe you. And be like, this is real. This is a real thing. I really I loved the like pettiness and jealousy of Ken and Ken.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's sad because it's like his entire identity and existence is
predicated
whether
on
or not Barbie like notices
the
him.
acceptance of Barbie. But in that universe, every Ken has a Barbie.
Yes.
Just like every like house elf has like someone that has to give him a sock.
Yeah, like in Harry Potter.
No, I was talking about Gran Turismo.
Oh, I forgot that's like a side quest in Gran Turismo.
Yeah, the sock elves.
Yeah. I'll have to ask Jace if he's played those.
The sock elf missions?
Those side quests. But like, like how, what's his name? Simu? I don't know how to say it. Simu Liu. How do you say his name? He's Shang-Chi.
Dobby?
No, he's Shang-Chi.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
I wasn't talking about Dobby. Simu Liu. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love how his kin like steals the spotlight. I don't know. It's just it's hard to like. I can't give you quotes, but just the like physical comedy and the chemistry that they have all together.
Did you see them
and
on
like in the indifference of Barbie?
Mm-hmm.
I thought was just hilarious because that's just kind of it. It reminds me of actually like of a scene. This is gonna be a stretch, but like the scene from Oppenheimer where Strauss is talking. It's at the end where he's talking about like the conversation between Oppenheimer and Einstein, and he's like, "I know he said something. I know he said something about me," and the other guy's like, "Maybe he wasn't talking about you at all."
Mm-hmm.
And that's to me where Barbie is all the time. Where she's just like, "I don't actually." Like she's just like, "Hey,"
right?
You know what I mean? Like they're like, "Oh, she has to be like." She has
madly in love with me.
Yeah, like she has to notice me. And
like when he's like, can I come over to your house tonight? And she's like, yeah, I'm actually throwing like a big party. There's going to be a lot of people there. And he's like, yes, I'm good to come over to your house tonight. Like it's like just going to be him.
Yeah,
there.
but it's like just for him.
And then she's dancing with all the Kens and he's like getting jealous.
Yeah.
And he starts dancing. Have you seen the video of Ryan Gosling as a kid dancing?
From like the Mickey Mouse Club?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Sorry. When he was in that scene, I was thinking about, I was just
I saw a thing that said, it was like before he was Ken, or said something about being Ken. He said Ryan Gosling was an absolute liability at linebacker because he was in Return of was it Remember the Titans or whatever? Is that what it is?
Who?
Ryan Gosling. He was in, I think it was Remember the Titans. Isn't that a movie?
Was he?
Football movie?
Yes, that was a movie. I don't know if he was in it though. I haven't seen that in a long.
Apparently, he was a really bad cornerback or linebacker.
Interesting.
But no, like I loved the dance numbers. Like
he was.
I think that that whole beginning, it was really fun to see kind of how Barbie Land worked, and just the like reactions when she started to like her feet went flat. You know what I mean? And like
she's not able to float down.
Yeah, she
to
can't
to the first floor, and the invisible shower water is too hot or too cold or something. Yeah. And her orange juice is expired,
waffles burnt or whatever.
Everything's falling apart little by little.
Yeah,
it's like a Truman Show. So you haven't seen the Truman Show, have you?
I've seen the Truman Show.
Okay,
it's kind of like Jim Carrey.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Truman Show situation where she realizes that the reality around her, which. Not that the reality around her is not what it seems, because she's still like steeped in it until she gets to the real world and is like, whoa, what do you mean? I don't stand for those things. I don't stand for like capitalism and like, the corporate machine. I stand for like, you can be whoever you want. Yeah. Barbie is successful. Barbie is this. Barbie is that. I just went on a rant. I don't know where we started.
I was just talking about like, well, we can just go from there. No, just because like I appreciated that this movie wasn't afraid to acknowledge, as somebody who's never played with Barbies, like I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have the positive or negative impact of Barbie in my life because
you never played with a Barbie.
Yes, but I'm saying like I didn't have Barbies. What I'm saying,
okay.
But there is definitely a narrative that like Barbie also represents the impossible standards for women, the perfect figure, the blonde hair, all that kind of stuff.
I wonder, maybe it was just because we were like at an impressionable age. And also, I'm not a woman, so but that disclaimer
everything that we say needs
was
to be
put
taken
at the beginning.
Yeah.
But when I think doll that creates like impossible standards, I think brats. You know what I mean? Like I never got.
Those are so weird looking.
I never got bad vibes from Barbie, but I got bad vibes from brats.
I think maybe just because brats looked a little more fake. You know what I mean?
Okay, maybe.
But also, like...
Directly in the mic.
I don't know. Like I said, I can't speak on that, but...
By the way, Hunter said that if he had one more chip, he was literally going to die of salt poisoning, I think he said.
Yeah, so this is my last episode. But I appreciate like when she got to the real world. What are their names? I can't remember their names.
Ken and Barbie.
Not them. Gloria and her daughter, Sasha. Sasha was like, I hate Barbie. Barbie really represents all these things. And so I appreciated that the film acknowledged like, hey, there's two sides to this. Yes, the intention is to empower and to represent all things that are possible, but also it's been taken as a you have to be all these things to be worthy, to be enough. But when they get to the real world, I think she does the fish out of water thing really well. I think it's really impactful. Like I think she plays the emotion and the pain of it really well. Realizing like, oh God, this is I've realized like what's going on. Like why is everybody looking at me like this? Why do
I feel like I'm like threatened right now?
Yes.
Meanwhile, Ken's over there like, no, I feel affirmed.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm finally getting the recognition I deserve. Continue.
Yeah, sorry.
I realized that I started talking. You're like, this is my chance to eat a chip, but I just had one little thing.
You're good. I think that was played super well, and I also think it's just hilarious to watch Ryan Gosling's Ken be like, "Oh my god, like this is my world now." And he also gets patriarchy wrong, though. You know what I mean? Like he's incorrect. Talking about horses or whatever.
Well, yeah, there's a naivety to it, but okay, I'm just gonna put this out there.
Talk for a minute, because I'm eating a chip.
I'm just gonna put this out there. When he was going through the library, find all these books like why men are the best, how to patriarch, all those books. I was like, now I see why Ben Shapiro is upset with this movie, because that's him. So, but yeah, but I think that's. Excuse me, I did not mean to cough directly into the microphone. I think that's part of the satire too, is that he doesn't even understand the shitty power that he's trying to yield. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't get it. So anyways, are you just gonna keep eating chips? You want me to just keep talking? Is the game over?
Yeah, they lost.
Okay.
Sell the team. Yeah, I think it was funny just to see, like, to your point, he doesn't actually understand what it is he's like seeing or getting into. He just thinks.
Well, he's getting a very, very quick, like he literally. Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack that, but he's like looking across the street. He's looking across the street and he sees someone like wave someone off, and then he looks in the building and he sees this like guy in a suit, be like, not now, and he like mimics it, right? So he's getting these very like piecemeal idea, and he's also looking at all the like shitty people in the world.
Yeah, but also because he is just Ann Ken. Like his, I don't know if you caught this, but like his nameplate when he gets arrested. It says Ann Ken.
Yep.
So like he's not used to even being spoken to like I don't know what the word is. I'm blanking. Unprovoked, I guess. Someone just walking up to like when he's like, "What's the time?"
Unsolicited.
Yes, and he takes that as like a sign of respect. Like,
she asked me what the time.
She just said like, "What's the time?" And she's actually saying like. You can see her face. She's like, "We need to get out of here because this dude's a lunatic." But he takes that as I'm like respected and in charge here. I've been told that not been told. I've seen some reviews saying that this is a little heavy-handed in the themes and like in the message.
No,
I didn't think so. I think it's. I mean, it's not trying to be subtle, but it's not like it's so heavy-handed that it's just saying it.
It needed. I think it's effective, the extent that it's taken to like exacerbate the satire of
totally. I think
the characterization.
People forget that this is kind of a satire, though. Like this is.
How could people forget that?
You would be surprised.
Okay.
This is the world that we live in. Come on.
Killers.
This is the world that we live in. But that's the thing, is that when he's picking up books that are like why men are the best, why men are the world, somebody's gonna see that and be like, oh, okay, like you hate men, you're making fun of men, and it's like you really don't see it, do you? You know, or like. I don't know. That stuff, even outside the film, like that's. I wonder, like, how far down this rabbit hole I want to go. If you want to just get pissed off,
okay,
go type in like cringiest alpha male podcasts on YouTube.
We're the first result.
Oh God, I hope not. And just listen to what some people say, man. Like, listen to what some men truly think and say and believe. And it's just the worst. It's just the worst. we can. I mean, whatever. Like, I don't care if I piss somebody off. Like, this is exactly this. If someone sees this, right? If someone's like, "Oh, that's not fair. You're making fun of men. Like, you must hate men because you think, women should be in charge or whatever." And someone says, "Yeah, but that's how it is in life, except switched." Right? And if that person goes like, "Oh, no, it's not. This movie's for you." You know what I mean? Like, it's not made for you because you're not going to listen to it.
It's not for you.
It's like what? It's the person that I wished would see it and be like, "Oh my God." You know what I mean? That makes sense?
Well, it's one of the major themes for sure.
Yes. It's not the only major thing. But
also, people who live with cellulite might enjoy this film. You know what I mean? Like,
true.
But no, I hear what you're saying. I would like to, because yes, there's the plot where Ken comes with her, just wanting to be with her because he's like obsessed with her affection, right? He's very vain. Was that the part that you? Just kidding. What's the part that you said?
Dude,
reminded
the
you
guitar.
of you?
Come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, "Can I think it was one of the kids was like, "Do you mind if I sing this and look awkwardly into your eyes for 4.5 minutes?" Just like, "I wanna push you around." Dude, I was in tears.
Yeah,
I was crying.
Yeah,
just like, and I'm not saying every guy has done that. I have
not.
I've been the guy with the guitar, but I think every guy has done that in some version of it within themselves. It was saying to like. I just think it's funny. I think it's hilarious.
Done what?
That I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's not a good analogy. Maybe they just done that. I don't want to say it's like a. I guess it is kind of a show off. It's kind of like a
mating ritual thing.
No,
is that what you're saying?
No,
like you're trying to attract a mate by playing the guitar.
Like just like the woo, what your move is, and it's like just so cringy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, all the women on the beach are just like playing them to try and like pit them against each other, and they're all aware of like what's going on because of that beautiful monologue. That's just like, we have to do this, then we have to do that, and we can't do that, and we can't be this way, and we have to be that way, but we can't say that we're being that way, otherwise we get labeled as this, and blah 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 blah, and it's like what snaps them out of it. And that one Barbie that's like, I'm awake. I did write a book. For some reason, I was a big fan of, or I was obsessed with Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's the humor.
I think I was the only person in my theater who was cracking up, and I was like, yes. I was so emotionally invested in Zack Snyder's version of Justice League. I was like, that's brilliant. That is fucking hilarious. But it's just, like, that's the thing. I don't know, man. I thought it was so good. They just, like, you have to be able to hear those jokes and, like, be like, that's so true, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this movie, by the end of it, it's not hating men. It's not saying men suck. By the end of it, it's helping the Kens step into themselves, right? And to create their identity.
Well, not just that, because it's also opening the eyes to the Barbies of what their impact is in the world and how reality is, because they're living in a dream world and they get brought into reality, right? And so it's on both ends helpful. It's helpful to the CEO of Mattel. It's helpful to the ghost of Ruth. I think that's a ghost. Doesn't he say, like, her ghost lives on the 17th floor or something like that?
I did love the silliness of the, for some reason there's a ghost on the 17th floor. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Just like, or like how they journey to the, I really liked how, this movie's very meta, where at first Barbie's like, there's a portal. And you've opened up a portal in the space-time continuum. And then she's like, nah,
it's not actually a portal.
It's not a portal. You just go through these things.
In the car, on the plane, on the boat, and then you go roller skating. And the next thing you know, you end up in the state, the state of Los Angeles in the country of California.
And I really loved, like, I don't care how that works. I think it's great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to know like how they're doing this. I just think it's funny. And I loved the like Matrix. Choose one. On one hand, you had like a Birkenstock, and one was like a heel, and she was like,
she chose the wrong one. She's like, no. But see, that's brilliant meta humor on Greta's part, because isn't that like that's
Matrix, I think, right?
Well, that is the Matrix, like red pill or blue pill. But she's like, no, there is no choice. You have to do this one. I was just giving you like I was making you feel like you had a choice.
The illusion of choice.
Right. And that's, I mean, now we do have a choice in things. Like I could go outside and poop in your pool right now. But am I going to?
You could.
Am I going to? I don't know. And there are a lot of things that we feel we have the illusion of choice, but really there's no choice to be made. Like we're going to get an office job. I remember when you were like, man, I'm just going to be a musician and I'm never going to.
I'm a musician.
You are a musician, but you also have a day job. Do you not?
I do. I love my job though.
Yeah. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having a job.
But
what I'm saying,
just quit your jobs. Get on your bikes and just go.
We're going to, yeah.
No, yeah, but that's this overarching theme of like what we're painted into these rules. Men are too, of like what society is kind of showing us and telling us, you know?
Show and tell.
And sometimes it's you don't really have a choice. I'm trying to buy a house. I'm trying to do all these things. And like,
you could have bought a house by now.
You wanna do this?
No, I want to talk about Barbie. But
no, yeah. But like I have no choice but to keep working. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't just be like, I'm just gonna go do whatever. What I'm saying is I see your point. But back to Barbie. Kingdom.
Let me make sure my fly was closed because you said I see your point. Might have been the stupidest joke I've ever told in my life, and it cracked Hunter up. I'm sorry.
So unexpected.
I'm sorry.
It was so unexpected.
I'm sorry to all our listeners this week. That was dumb.
It's late. It's like 10 o'clock.
Whoa, it's pretty damn late.
Hey, man, you know.
It's 10 p.m.
Once we hit 30, it's 10 o'clock late. Or you're usually in bed by 9:15.
Yeah.
I really loved...
Allan?
I did love Allan. That's not what I was going to say, but I did love Allan. It's good to see Michael Cera in something. I was going to say I loved the old lady on the bus stop where she's like, "You're so beautiful."
Well, that was one of those moments, right?
Yeah, and that's actually, I think that's the granddaughter of the real Ruth, I believe. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, I know.
But the way she says, "I know it," and then so stereotypical Barbie,
yes,
sees her and sees this like resolve, this like hardened resolve in this world, and like sort of like has a like lasting glance when Ken comes. He's like, Barbie, I figured it out. Anyways, and then she goes and she's confronted with all this like bullshit in the world. Comes back to the dream, like the Barbie dream world.
Yeah.
And
Kingdom.
Which is the kingdom, and just like has a complete like collapse.
Yes.
Right? Like just like rock bottom. She's like, I've never been this low emotionally or physically. She's literally laying on the ground. I don't know. I just thought that was really well done.
I think it's so funny because like she's playing a toy, the stereotypical Barbie, and she always has that like naivety and naivete, however they say it. But also there's such an earnestness and it's such a genuine like. It's so sad to me because she genuinely is like, why why isn't this what I thought it was? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
there's a genuine like heartbrokenness to being like, this is not what I thought it was.
It's like a couple years ago. What was it, like 2019, when you were like, "What do you mean Santa's not real?" And we all had to sit you down and be like, "Listen, Hunter, that's been your dad every fucking year coming down the stairs."
That was a tough day for me. But no, like to that point, like in that scene, it's just played so well, and it's played emotionally, but yeah, it's still funny. Like there's still quips and there's still liners that make you laugh, but it still resonates. The heart is not lost in the humor.
Oh no, not at all.
Which I think is actually a pretty tough line to walk. You know?
Yeah, absolutely, it can be. I like these movies that dip into a bunch of different emotions, like that explore the full spectrum. You still haven't seen Parasite, have you?
No, dude. We should do that this month. I'd love to do this. Do that this month.
I'd love to.
What do you think of the Kingdom? I thought, because it's so easy to see through it.
It's so accurate, like the mini fridge, the fucking protein powder sitting on top, and it was like disgusting, but also like spot on.
Yes.
No, it's funny how. Sorry, I know I'm like hijacking this and like going kind of in a different direction here, but it's funny how this movie is literally using like dolls, like that have are played by actors. But it's literally using dolls to like come to like a coherent conclusion about like how we can, treat each other and like understand the world around us. It's like play therapy, which is something that I studied in school. But it's literally like so I should have said this for my first reaction, because this was literally my first reaction. I got out of the theater and I was like, in the beginning, it was very fun and I was happy. And then in the middle, it made me feel gross. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, because it's like this like fucked up version of reality.
Yes.
Where like the Kens take over.
Yep.
Right? But it's literally done through the like lens of like these toys. Imagine you're like a child like playing with these toys and like doing that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's just a really cool way to start a dialogue. Not that this is the start of a dialogue, but you know what I mean? Like
totally.
Like have that conversation for an audience. I don't know.
Well,
I think it's awesome.
I think, like you said, like at the beginning, it is a bit more of a happy-go-lucky, like, oh, this is fun. But then, like at least it holds a mirror to society.
Now, the interesting thing is, and maybe this is how I have allowed myself to be conditioned or conditioned myself, I'm not sure. But like at the beginning when they're like, and Ken only has a good day when he gets the affection of Barbie, my first thought was like, we don't give a fuck about Ken. You know what I mean? Like, I care about Barbie. I want Barbie to be happy.
That's the point, though.
Right. And so we come to find that, that's not the best reality either. Yeah. Right?
And that's the thing, is that I feel like people who just refuse to see the point of the movie, I guess, look at it and say, see, they're saying that, like, men shouldn't matter and all this kind of stuff. It's like, no. If you actually watch the movie, Barbie actually apologizes to Ken, and it's like, you don't, but she even, I don't know if she says it, but
it's not Barbie and Ken, Ken.
It's Barbie.
And it's Ken.
It's Ken.
I don't know what Ken.
Ken.
It's Ken.
But she's saying, like, you don't actually need me to notice you for you to be enough. And I think that's what this movie is saying. We're like, ultimately, so for, like you were saying, the beginning, you're happy, fun. The middle is like, this is gross. I hate this. Doesn't feel good. I don't like this.
And the end is a little bittersweet.
Yes.
Right? It's not all good, but it's not all bad either. Because you are envisioning an end to the movie where Barbie and Ken are together, because that's what you think they're supposed to be. But then you come to realize that, it's okay that that's not the reality that we're presented with.
And
right?
it's that you don't you don't have to be any of those things.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can break the cycle and go see a gynecologist, Did she become human at the end?
Yeah.
Is that the implication?
Yeah.
Cool.
And I loved that gynecologist joke because earlier in the film it pays off the joke where they get catcalled and she's like, I don't have a vagina, he doesn't have a penis.
And then Ken says, I have all the genitals.
I have all the genitals. But like even in that little moment, the like fragility, he's like, no, I have everything. But then at the end, you think she's gonna be like going to like make it in the real world. It's just gonna be going to get a job or something.
I thought she was gonna do the Legally Blonde thing and like be applying to law school or something.
She's like, I'm here to see my gynecologist.
Yeah.
But like that's so brilliant to me because even that's fine. She's still enough. She doesn't have to be any of those things. Ken doesn't have to be the super macho, like, whatever, to be enough. But I was just going to say, I loved how, even through everything, like, you can, at least for me, you could see through the Kens, at least, like, Ryan Gosling Ken, because he's the main one. Like, you can see through him the entire time.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah.
And it's not even subtle. Like, I loved when she was like, I'll come be your, on again, off again, non-committal, long-distance girlfriend. And he's like, 1 second. And like closes the door. And he's like, sublime. And then he comes back. He's like, yeah, I guess that's whatever. Sublime. But no, I just loved it. And I loved how they did the cliche bro things. Like, she's like, you're going to walk in. You're going to say, oh my God, The Godfather, I've never seen it. And then he's gonna have to explain it to you. I just thought it was great. I thought it was great.
That humor was really funny.
What?
When the Godfather thing specifically was really funny.
But also, like, there's some things where, it makes you kind of feel gross, where it's like they're like pretend to not be able to play any sports, and it shows all of them being like, here, let me help you. And it's just automatically so like
invasive.
It's invasive. It's like possessive. It's also like so demeaning in the sense of like, you obviously, like, I read a tweet the other day and it was like this guy was talking and he was like, me and my friend who's a woman, he was like, we have a special like tradition where whenever she needs to get her car fixed or something, he gets his car fixed over. He says that they always go together. I guess it's her car. He's like, they always go together and the mechanics always talk to him. And he was like, I know nothing about cars. And she used to be like the captain of like a Formula One racing pit team. And they say it's like their tradition, but it's just like, it's just real. It's
stupid.
Yeah. Go on. We've been going on for a while, so we can start wrapping up if you want to, but what were you going to say?
Well, I wanted to ask you, so I've read that Mattel, two things. One, that they plan on making more like toy movies.
40 movies or something like that.
It's insane.
It's ridiculous.
If they're all at this level, that I'd be cool with that.
By all means.
But like 40 movies, how many MCU movies are there? And we're already getting sick of those. Okay, Hunter.
Horse Ken. There's like 20? Is there 30
Marvel movies?
Is there more than that? 30?
I thought we were like in the high 30s.
Maybe. Continue. What's your question?
Do you want that?
So here's the thing.
And then I have another question after that.
I think it'll be fun for a minute, but then I think Hollywood's going to ruin it. I think Hollywood's going to try and recreate the Barbenheimer thing, and it's going to be forced, and it's going to be stupid. I don't actually think
Barbenheimer was so successful because it was just like this organic thing.
It's organic, and it was just a natural, and the people created it. It wasn't like, oh, we're going to pitch these two movies together. Actually, what it was is that Nolan left Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers needed to have a movie to go up against Nolan because he's at Universal now. And they actually just mutually benefited each other.
Yeah.
But what it was is that you had two superb filmmakers, Greta Gerwig and Christopher Nolan. And people, I think, were excited to see something new. You know what I mean? Something different. But what's your actual question?
I've also heard that come holiday season, they're going to like really play off of this and sell dolls that are like based on Barbies from the movie, which is interesting because the characters in the movie are based on dolls from real life.
Yeah.
But I assume it's actually going to look like kind of like Margot Robbie or something like that.
That's what happens in the comics.
Do you think they are? So at one point in the movie, Ken Land or whatever it's called, Kendom is a thing, and they're at the manufacturer. And he's like, the Kendom.
Oh yeah,
the Kendom sets are just flying off the shelves. Do you think they're gonna make these fucked up little Kendom houses and like macho Ken dolls?
See, that's what's so sad is like,
because if they do, then that's gonna be like a bunch of people are going to be buying those not for the right reasons.
That's
you know what I mean?
It's still like, it sucks because like you take this thing that's saying something about the world that we live in. We live in a society.
We do.
And then society will just still do the thing that it says that we're doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a meta joke on what culture does. It takes the thing that's popular or good and just let's just milk it dry. And then this movie says, yeah, that's kind of messed up. But then they're like, hey, let's also just do that though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Can I give you a fun little random thing?
Please.
So, the French Barbie poster went viral online. I'm not going to pretend to pronounce this, or I'm not going to attempt to pronounce this. I wouldn't be pretending. I would actually be pronouncing it, but I would be pronouncing it incorrectly.
Yes.
But this line on the poster, it's a similar line to what's written on the American poster. Says it translates to "She can do everything. He's just Ken." However, the "He's just Ken" sentence can be open to interpretation in how you read it, and Ken is a slang term for fuck. So people were reading it as "She can do everything. He just knows how to fuck."
Amazing.
Which is hilarious.
Amazing. Oh man,
I think we should end there.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Go see this if you haven't.
Go see this.
Sorry for not giving a spoiler warning on the top because we didn't.
You have to ask me.
Oh, let me ask you a question. But is Barbie good?
It's phenomenal. Yes.
Is it better than Oppenheimer?
I don't know. I think Oppenheimer squeaked it out for me.
Squeaked it out.
As in like barely. I really loved Barbie, but maybe I'm just biased to Chris Nolan. I will also nominate Barbie for a Golden Good.
I think this film is also atomic in its scope and impact.
Well
because
done.
of the themes.
Well done. Amazing. Incredible. What about you?
Yeah, this movie's good.
Well, no, I mean like Barbenheimer. What's your ranking?
I don't know. I really enjoyed both of them. I was really happy this month because I was really excited for both of these films, and neither of them disappointed me. In fact, they both exceeded my expectations.
Yep.
And that's great. Can we do this every month?
Please.
No, it's not possible, but this was a good month, I guess is what I'm saying.
That's a very good
We
month.
also did Mission Impossible this month, and that kicked ass too.
This month was Mission Impossible, Spider-Verse,
yeah,
Indiana Jones, Oppenheimer, Barbie. Indiana Jones was the weakest film, and it was fun. It wasn't terrible.
Followed by Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, yeah, I would say it's in fourth place.
And Mission Impossible. Why are we just doing like an impromptu ranking?
I don't know. Actually, let's come back to that because it actually relates to something that I want to talk about later.
Okay.
But here we go.
Are we movie sucking?
Every movie sucks. Every movie sucks. And this should be fun. I apologize if these get like just rude.
Here's one that says she's broken, but in parentheses it says he's Ken, because
he's Ken.
You see what I'm doing here? Do you see what they're doing?
Yeah, broken.
The he is not broken.
No, I know. I'm saying it could be broken, but
no, it's
she's broken.
She's broken, but in parentheses it's he's Ken. But the he's Ken is a part of the she's broken. So him being Ken is breaking her. Fuck Ken.
But it's not, though, because she could care less.
Well, his Kendom did kind of break her.
Yeah.
It's like this person was giving the plot of the movie, so.
Oh, I got you.
Just in a very succinct form. And Hunter didn't get it.
Let me see here. I'm trying to.
Hunter never gets it.
See, this one says, as a man, I was humiliated throughout this movie.
It's interesting because I wasn't. Okay. Whenever something's already bad, Will Ferrell shows up to make it way worse. Did you write this?
I did not, but I don't love him.
But Step Brothers.
Right. We should have looked at these before. I'm trying to find some that are not like just offensive. Is it possible to give this 0 stars? Holy shit, this is just straight up bad movie. I hate that this movie made me agree with Ben Shapiro and Piers Morgan for the first time ever. Well, it wasn't supposed to.
Here's one that just says too much pink.
You know that they like caused a world shortage
in
pink.
Mm-hmm.
What?
No, I can't read 2 in a row.
Oh, sorry. This one says it was the scariest movie I've ever seen.
This one says Women's Joker.
What? Here we go. This movie might be the worst thing I've ever fucking seen. The only redeeming quality about this movie is Ryan Gosling trying to make his best out of an absolutely horrible script.
Let me find one more.
Don't hurry up or else I'm going to read another one. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. I believe I'm done, actually. The pressure's all on you, Zach. I'm going to stare at you. He's taking forever. I'm so sorry to our listeners. What a disgrace. He's not Knuff. He's just Ken.
Hold up. I'm not going to find a good one now.
Yes, you are. I believe in you. You are Knuff. I'm sorry I said those things about you. I shouldn't have said that.
Give me my $20 back. Where did you go to watch this? It cost $20.
Was it IMAX?
Did they show this in IMAX?
I have no idea. What? Oh, was that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shindigs.
Oh my god.
We have an extra shindig today. We have email to read. Do you want to do it now? Or you want to do it after Braves minute?
I'm following your lead.
All right, let's do news real quick, and then we'll do after Braves minute. News of the week. Yay! Thomas Hayden Church, who played Sandman, is hinting that apparently Sam Raimi is actually going to make Spider-Man 4. Okay. First look at Helen Mirren as Golda Meir in Golda. Movie called Golda. Tom Cruise apparently wants to join James Gunn's DCU.
What?
Yeah. I don't know as who. We get our first look at Zac Efron and Jeremy Allen White as the Von Erichs in The Iron Claw. It's about a family of like wrestlers or whatever. Vale Davis has stepped away from her film G20 due to the writers and actors strike, despite the film getting a waiver to continue production. So she stepped away in support of the strikes. This one made me laugh. Zack Snyder shared a Blue Beetle poster. People have lost their minds, saying he's either lying about it or he was paid to do it or he's doing it ironically. That there's no actual possible way that he actually is excited for the movie. So just know that.
He's probably being paid for it.
It's all a conspiracy. First look that came out today of Loki 2.
He's probably being paid for it.
Probably. I don't care anymore. I don't care.
What made the news?
Because I just think it's
your news channel.
I'm so sorry. I'm so emotionally invested in Zack Snyder's career.
Second time you brought him up in this episode, in fact.
The big shakeup, though, Sony shook up their entire slate. So Beyond the Spider-Verse has been removed from the calendar completely.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean it's not in.
No, it's still coming out. It was March 2024, but there's no date set for it now. Gran Turismo has been pushed back 2 weeks, with the first 2 weekends it's coming out as being a sneak peek experiment, some of that.
Mm-hmm.
This one was crazy. Craven was pushed back almost a year from October to next August. Karate Kid film has been pushed back from June to December 24. Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel has been pushed from December of this year to March of next year. The new Bad Boys sequel or threequel or whatever it is, fourth one, it's coming out in June of 2024. Venom 3 got pushed back to July of next year. Madam Web got pushed up a few days to February of next year. And Blumhouse's They Listen has been removed from the calendar completely as well. Also, the Emmys have been postponed. Yeah, so the strike's affecting stuff. Zach, how are our Braves doing? Nice.
I needed to finish the chip that I had already started eating. The Braves are doing better. We got swept by the Red Sox, but then we swept the Brewers, and now we've lost a game to the Angels. It is, at the time of this recording, we have approximately 16 hours until the trade deadline ends, or is here. And we've gotten some nice pieces. We got an infielder who's apparently one of the best defensive infielders.
He's an elite infielder, yeah. Defensive player.
Defensive, because he wasn't an everyday player for the team that we got him from, I don't think. I think
the Royals?
Correct.
He has to have been, because the Royals are trash.
Okay, maybe. But what I've read is that he is the highest outs above average for infielders over the past however many years. But he also has one of the worst batting averages, is what I've...
He's like a late inning replacement.
Okay.
If even we need him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But it would be nice to get a starting pitcher or some relievers or both. It'd be nice to make a move or two. Get Jock Peterson, Adam Duvall.
Yeah. Soler.
Probably not Soler, because the Marlins are actually competing. They're buying.
Yeah, they're not selling. But
That's
the Red
right.
Sox aren't going to sell either. The Giants aren't selling either.
The Giants aren't selling?
I don't think so.
Well, they wanted Grissom, though. So we just trade them Grissom. Give them what they want.
I would make that trade. Anything else?
I'll bet I'd pay who.
Zach, that was very brave of you.
Hold up. Ken. Would you call me Ken?
Sorry, Ken. I said, Ken, that was very brave of you.
It was the bravest thing I've done all week.
Thanks, Ken. We got an email I want to read from the good friend of the pod, Ken. Ken emailed us. It's Ethan, good friend of the pod, Ethan. He's been on a few times. He says, hello, boys. Friend of the pod, Ethan here. I was curious, with the year now being half over, I would love a ranked top 5 of your current favorites from this year.
Okay.
Or just favorite movies that you have watched this year for the pod. You can even do a bottom 2 or 3 if that also strikes your fancy.
Yeah.
I also think you guys should write and record some musical intros for your segments. That's a good idea.
Musical intros?
Like for each segment.
Okay.
And then he says, hope all's well, whiskey forever, Ethan. Thanks, Ethan.
Thanks, Ethan.
Thanks, Ken. Is the joke gone on too long now?
No.
No?
I just nodded at you.
Okay, so what have we done this year? Let's try and do it real quick.
Let's log into Acast and look at our episode list.
Yeah.
Do we want to do this? Each give our top 5?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let me go to January.
I know that Oppenheimer and Barbie are going to be way up there.
Well,
we just
top
do
5
this month.
Top 5 experience. That was not a top 5 movie, but top 5 experience. I just want to give a shout out to January 23rd when we did the one chip challenge and reviewed Babylon.
Oh man, we've done some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Women Talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. This is tough. I loved Tar. John McFour. Shazam. Beau's Afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He's very afraid.
We've done some really good ones this year. I loved Asteroid City, and you guys, Asteroid Shitty.
Right.
I think my top 2 will be either Oppenheimer or Barbie. I think Oppenheimer's number 1 for me so far.
Recency bias.
I loved it, man.
Recency bias.
I think Beau's Afraid might be in the top 5 for me.
Okay.
Maybe like number 4. I'll do Oppenheimer, Barbie, 1, 2. God, I'm trying not to include stuff like Interstellar because I'll just do those because I love those movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do Oppenheimer, Barbie. John Wick 4. That's 3.
Mm-hmm.
Beau's Afraid. That's 4. Mission Impossible 5.
Okay, interesting.
And then bottom 2. Did we do Black Adam this year or was that last year? That was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know my bottom 2.
What? The Flash and Shazam?
The Flash and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Oh, Ant-Man. I think for me, my bottom 2 are probably Shazam and Ant-Man.
And then my top 5, in no particular order. Yeah, Barbie and Oppenheimer are both on there. So there's 1, 2. Midsommar was just phenomenal for me. The more I think about it, the more I think I like it more than Beau's Afraid. So
Midsommar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. John Wick 4. And Women Talking.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too. Damn.
Which I know that I don't think Ethan liked Women Talking.
No, he was very vocal about that on Twitter during the Oscars. I think, Ethan, please, you can let us know.
Yeah.
We're making an assumption, but I'm pretty sure.
So there's my... And again, I also was trying to not do the old Christopher Nolan films that would just be... It would just be like Memento.
Yeah.
But not... bottom 2, Prestige? No, I'm kidding.
Cutter didn't know. He didn't know.
I'm just kidding.
Well, sick. Now it's time for whiskey shots.
Oh, yeah.
Ethan said whiskey forever, so...
But this isn't pure whiskey. This is apple.
Hey, I've got Gentleman Jack and stuff in there if you want to...
I want apple.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I just wanted to complain to you.
You're going to complain about it just for fun?
This Ken complains about whiskey.
Okay. Here you go, Ken.
Thank you, Ken. We drink whiskey because we love a cat.
And we miss a cat.
We miss a cat.
Dearly. You know, I was over at my parents' house the other day, and Jack was stuck in a room, and
the door was closed, or he was I cannot help.
No, he was
I'm trapped.
He was sleeping in a room, and the door was closed. He was trying to get out.
Okay.
You know how Whiskey used to say hello? She used to call out. She'd be like, hello, hello. Mm-hmm. Jack was doing that, and I was like, man. Mm. Anyway, to Whiskey. Clink.
Clink.
Nice and lukewarm, isn't it?
Ken Warm.
Ken Warm. Okay.
Where can they find us?
They can find us on Instagram.
I don't like that.
And TikTok. It's better mixed. I should have just gotten the Gentleman Jack out.
Oh, I don't like that.
TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at But Is It Good Podcast. Find us on X. Not Twitter, X. Zach, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just, I'm not a fan. Oh.
You can find us on...
It's hitting me in the face.
Is it still called Twitter?
So it's X now. The App Store is updated to X. If you go to twitter.com...
Wait, I thought Apple didn't allow, single character names.
Well, go to the App Store, bitch. Tweets are called posts now. Retweeting is reposting. It's all changed.
Wow.
Did you find it?
I'm about to look it up, bitch. X. Oh, wow, you're right. Blaze your glory.
Yeah. It's the stupidest fucking thing.
I don't like that
it's
at all.
the stupidest fucking
That
thing
sounds awful.
I've ever heard in my life.
X Corporation.
Blaze your glory.
Ew.
If y'all could have seen the look on Hunter's face.
Okay, anyway, so you can find us on X at BIIG Podcast. You can email us, like Ethan did, we'll read it on there, at BIIGpodcast@gmail.com. I have other handles for email that I might need to look at and see if one's easier to use than that, because I know Ethan got confused, and it is kind of confusing. But as of right now, it's BIIGpodcast@gmail.com.
We can get all handles that would make sense.
I have like
and
5.
have them all redirect to each other.
I have like 5.
Okay.
I'll do that. But yeah, we're going to be announcing August here in the next couple days.
Oh, why did I burp?
I think we're going to be trying something. We're going to be doing, I know we're doing Talk to Me, which I am dreading.
We know we're doing Talk to Me.
I'm not sure when.
And we know that we're doing Gran Turismo to end the month. Despite my reservations about doing a fucking car. It's not even.
We can do something else. I'm going to see it either way.
It's not even the good car game.
Me and shit. What? What's the good car game? What, Forza or some shit?
Yeah, Forza.
Gran Turismo is like the OG, dude.
Okay, Gran Turismo, you're just driving on tracks. Forza, you can like drive through the jungle in like the Italian countryside. All right.
We don't have to do Gran Turismo. I'm going to see it either way with Chase. But we're going to be doing Talk to Me. I know Zach's really excited for Blue Beetle. All we know is that we're doing Talk to Me, but we're also going to try something, I think, this month.
We're discussing it.
We're thinking about it. We've made some jokes past few weeks about doing an episode where one of us watches a movie and doesn't tell the other one what it is. And then the other person throughout the discussion has to eventually guess what the movie is. And while simultaneously pretending like they know what the movie is.
Yeah.
So we might try and do that. Might have a mystery episode this month because it's a bit of a slower month.
But if we do that, the episode prior, we will lay down some ground rules so y'all know what is going on.
What's happening. But cool, yeah, please say hello. You can follow me personally at Hunter Callahan Music. You can follow Zach if you want at Zach with an H to the number. The THA. I'm burping, sorry. Future.31. And I hope you guys enjoyed Barbenheimer. Thanks for being patient for these episodes. I know they've been a day late or so, but we are catching up.
Hey, Hunter.
Hey, Zach. Hey, Ken.
At the beginning of the episode, you said that this movie had made a lot in the box office, and you said, but we'll mention that later.
I didn't mention it later, did we?
We didn't mention it later.
Isn't it? Has it hit $1 billion yet?
No. The latest number is 780.7 million worldwide.
Wow.
It's a lot.
That's nuts. Good for it. I'm glad. I'm glad for Barbie. What are you typing in?
Oppenheimer box office. And I know it's not as high, but I'm just curious now that it's international.
It's a 3-hour war epic that's rated R.
405 million.
That's impressive. That's impressive. Stop burping. You don't like the whiskey. I get it. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
But is it good podcast? Yeah.